Titans are basically Thor in episode 3. What's up everyone, Jay here with another Destiny build, and this one is for all my Crayon enjoyers. Now I normally don't have a Titan video when the new seasons come out, but Bungie gave Titans a new aspect that caught my eye. So let's get into the build, starting with the subclass. So to start, throw on your favorite arc super. Thunder Crash is going to be my choice. Next is the new aspect Storm's Keep. This aspect will allow you to generate bolt charge when casting your class ability and an initial boost to the amount of stacks. This will also allow weapons to discharge max stacks of bolt charge while behind your barricade, so no thrusters for this build. Next, we are going to throw on Knockout for our melee damage, health regen, and to get amplified when we defeat something with a melee. Choose a melee and grenade option. For this build, I use Ballistic Slam and Flashbangs. I like flying around and slamming, but you can use Thunderclap or whatever melee you enjoy. Next is Fragments. Spark of Shock will let our grenades jolt. Ions will make ionic traces when defeating blinded targets or defeating them with bolt charge. Discharge will create ionic trace with our arc weapons, and collecting these will grant us more bolt charge. And beacons will give our arc specials a chance to blind enemies while we're amplified. With that, our subclass is ready to go. As you can see, there are a lot of ways to generate bolt charge, so next is our exotic choice. For everyday play, I suggest using an insurmountable skull fort. This will give us health regen on arc melee final blows and refund that melee energy if we defeat an enemy with said arc melee. This is what I used the most, as I wanted to slam in, get amplified, put my barricade down, get bolt charge, use my grenade launcher to clear enemies, and repeat. This works very well and allows you to have bolt charge constantly, putting out a ton of damage. Now there are a few other exotics that could work, like Hazardous Propulsion, which will launch rockets when you cast your barricade. So if you have a few stacks of bolt charge, you can not only get a rocket damage, but you can also get that bolt charge damage. Also, something like Heart of Inmost Light for more ability chaining, or Curious for more super damage could work well. However, I like the first two choices more than these, but feel free to change this as you need. Now let's look at the weapons, specifically our special and heavy. Now for our Warlock build, we use the new Aerial Denial Frame GL, and we are using it here also. This GL is just very good at its job. It's the Wolverine of GLs. With it being arc, it allows us to get those blinding explosions and ionic traces from our fragments, which will also allow us to gain more bolt charge. Now, I thought Rolling Storm wasn't going to be a great perk, but for this build in particular, I suggest going and getting a GL with that perk. I used a Harmony and Ambitious Assassin roll, which feels super good and works wonders. Next is our heavy. And before I mention this, I don't want to hear any slander for the OG of damage, the godfather of LMGs if you will. That's right, Thunderlord. Now I can hear all of you groan, not the LFG gun again, but this thing puts out damage like crazy, and not only that, it has some synergy. Thunderlord lightning strikes will grant a stack of bolt charge. So if you pop your barricade and fire Thunderlord, you will chain bolt charge stacks and discharges, meaning you will get double the lightning strikes. This is really fun and works surprisingly well. This is the go-to heavy when using this build. But there is one more I'd like to mention. Queensbreaker got a major buff and is making waves in the damage meta. I think for raids where you have a boss standing still, this is a better option than Thunderlord. Because of our artifact mods, Particle will buff Queensbreaker and out DPS Thunderlord. You can still activate bolt charge and get stacks as you stand behind your barricade, but you won't have the lightning chaining. But for a limited DPS window, you won't need the chaining in my opinion. I want to note that if you have multiple Titans using Storm's Keep, you will just get even more bolt charge and even more procs, just as a reminder. That's it. You have Destiny Thor Titan throwing lightning around like the god of thunder himself. I hope you enjoyed the video. Are there any other exotics you think would work well in this build? Let me know in the comments. That's it for me. Don't forget to drop a sub on your way out.